For March 14th, 2015, this is my impression of Wario. Now, can't remember where I left off from. So let's just jump into Rock, Paper, Shotgun, which is a very interesting case. I found them like 2010 maybe, 2011, somewhere there. And it was an interesting website. I mean, obviously it wasn't Kotaku, it wasn't IGN, so I was happy about that. It was PC game centric, which is always good, because I grew up like reading EGM, which never covered PC games. So I grew up mostly on old PC games because we didn't have a very powerful one. But I had no idea of what games were possibly out there because, you know, the only ones I got was like Nintendo Power or EGM, and, you know, they don't cover PC games. So it was always a nice big mystery to me. You guys can't see shit. So finding Rock, Paper, Shotgun was nice because it was a PC centric. They seemed to have pretty good taste. You know, they knew about Deus Ex, which I'd found Deus Ex, the original one, on my own through various means. Maybe through System Shock too, maybe not. But you know, but I had found Deus Ex myself, and seeing that I think they had this whole look back on Deus Ex and what went wrong with the sequel. And I was like, okay, good. This is in good company. And I always remember they did a little bit of indie shit back then too. And I could fill up a whole month's worth of complaints about indie shit. But I'll always remember there was this one browser game which actually I'm kind of mad that I don't remember the name of, but it was some Flash game or something like that, and it was like a pseudo point and click adventure with it wasn't very hard, I don't think. Like, you weren't actually adventuring, but I just remember that it was pretty clever, and like it was all like the graphics were all blocks, like not like it was drawn, but the people were made out of blocks, like their body types, and I found that through them, and I thought that was like, man, that was pretty funny. Like I would have never found that if not for them. So I followed them for a long time, and then there was a lot of, and then I think it was around 2013 when I realized there was just some cracks at the seams. Kieran Gillian had left at some point to go write comic books, and I think Jim Rossignol, the creator of Rock, Paper, Shotgun, went off to make his video game, and so they left. Essentially, John Walker, after a little while, became the only person who was actively working at Rock, Paper, Shotgun. And here's all you need to know about what happened. John Walker reviewed, it was him who reviewed Lisa, which is this indie PC RPG maker fucking game that came out last year. And he played it, and he did a review of it. He played the beginning. There's a cutscene thing that sort of happens at the very beginning that you have to get through. And then he played it, and promptly, as soon as he could control himself, he walked himself off a cliff. If you haven't played Lisa, you can you walk around and you jump up and down. There's very small platforming, very limited, but you can jump off a cliff and just kill yourself or hurt yourself only. So he kills himself the very instant that he can control himself, and then I think complained something about like, I can't change the controls, I can't do this. Because this game was, to be fair to John Walker, it was made an RPG maker, which did limit it. Like there was limits that were to how much you can, I think, change it. Especially because I think it was using a wonky version of it. So, like, to change your controls is just horrendous bullshit. Not that it was that hard to figure out for myself, but whatever. Anyway, so he kills himself and then goes, oh my god, I can't believe this person released this game in this state, and then promptly refused to play the rest of it. So he threw away one of the best games of 2014. Especially, you know, I mean, it's still indie shit, but if you took all the indie shit that came out in 2014, this would have been the top of the top or most. Threw away the best game of 2014, and as much gameplay that Lisa may have, the story was really the crutch of it, which is, you know, basically what Rock Paper Shotgun has always just sort of masturbated over. So they threw this away because John Walker is too dumb to not walk off a cliff, and then walks off a cliff, gets mad, and then decides, that's my review. That's all you need to know about why I don't read Rock Paper Shotgun anymore. That, plus I don't really like any of the people who are working